visit us at AmericanMilitaryGroup.com.
Takes you back to World War II and the big band era. I only do that so you can take a look at one of the interesting, if not most important, very interesting aircraft of all of World War II. Coming in from the left right now is the Curtiss SB2C Helldiver. That's being flown by Mark Allen of Houston, Texas. As big as that airplane is, it was designed to take off and land on an aircraft carrier at sea. It was a strategic dive bombing helicopter that from the beginning had to compete with a very, very capable Grumman TBM and TBF Avenger. That's exactly that. Well, he's coming next. Powered by a 1900 horsepower Wright R2600 radial engine. Maximum speed of the Helldiver was around 280 miles per hour, but when it was doing its dive bombing, it could reach speeds of over 375 miles per hour. About 7,000, maybe 7,200 were built. The numbers that I've read in different resource materials varies, and if your number is different from mine, then we'll just say you're right. But out of all the 7,200 that were built, 5 are still in existence. 4 are in museums. And this one, ladies and gentlemen, let's listen to the sound of this radial engine. The sound of the radial engine, 1900 horsepower. As Bug Bruggeman from Marine Corps Air Station Cherry Point, the East Coast home of the Harriers, taxis back in. But the Helldiver will be back in for another pass. As it dives in from the right, over your shoulders, you can see it coming down. This aircraft was kind of disadvantaged from the start because it had to compete with that Grumman Avenger. It got nicknamed the Beast, but it did, with its 2-man crew and load carrying capability of about 2,000 pounds in the internal bomb bay, turn out to be a pretty capable dive bomber at that. One of the prototype Curtiss Helldivers actually came apart during testing, during a dive bomb test. And As you see this now, you won't actually see them being deployed, but there are kind of like Swiss cheese panels on the top and bottom of each wing to help limit the speed during the dives. It's got a front-firing 220 millimeter cannons with 800 rounds per gun. In the rear, twin 30 caliber machine guns with 2,000 rounds per gun, and it had a gross weight of just shy of 10 tons. That's 19,000 pounds in a full combat load. Initial production and flight testing of the SB2C proved to be problematic. But by late 1942, the improved version, the SB2C, was ready for mass production and delivery. Combat-ready SB2Cs were sent to the fleet in mid-1943 and first saw combat in the Battle of Rabaul in November of that year. From that moment on, the SB2C Helldiver proved to be a formidable Navy attack platform in the War of the Pacific against both land and sea targets. The big-tailed beast, the only flyable SB2C Helldiver in the world, just getting ready to touch down. Would you join me in a nice round of applause for the pilot and the demonstration, Mark Allen of Houston, Texas. Way to go, sir. A couple of minutes. Your F-22 Raptor will be taken off. And Vlado Lenik is also getting into position.